Hello. Hello. I'm wearing a breathing strip. You know, today I today all I have to say is hi. Do the thing. Take a moment and take some deep breaths in. Find whatever way, find whatever method you have to clear your mind of the thoughts that are not aligned with your creator. We are all divine and everything is going to be okay, and all we can do is take action, and that action is so much better when it's inspired, when it's in love, when it's in kindness. If you don't know, if you have not yet discovered what your purpose is, start putting that question out there. Be prepared to work hard no matter what. Life is good, and life is good when we work towards our goals and our dreams, and there's nothing wrong with working hard. Accept everything that you feel. Give yourself grace. It's not natural to be happy all the time. It's not natural to be comfortable all the time. The things that are most important to us, that nourish us, require hard work. If you think of our ancestors, the way they had to hunt, the way they had to forage for food, for sustenance, the way they had to build fires. It is very much our nature to work hard, to cultivate the things that we need to sustain us. It's very normal to put work into relationships. It's very normal to put work into the value that we give to others so that we can, receive harmony and resources. And society wants to sell us a convenience and wants to sell us a pill for every ill and wants us to believe we're not supposed to be sad or feel anything that is not good and happy all of the time. This is not true. Let's normalize feeling sad. Let's normalize feeling unsure. Let's normalize crying. Let's not live there. Let's not stay there. Let's honor that, and let's take it in, and then let's release it. And let's remember that things are constantly coming to us, and we have to be open to receive them. Let us remember that it is okay to work hard, and let's support each other regardless. Let's support each other as we feel all of the things that come our way, and let's inspire each other to do the difficult things. Let's inspire each other to put effort in. And the main thing, I'm here with you. I am here. I am here as you walk through the difficult things. I am here as you learn to believe in yourself. I am here as you build your confidence. I am here as you start to work out. I am here as you continue to work out.
If you can barely decide to take any action at all and peel your eyes away from your phone for just a moment, it's so much easier to beat everyone else. It has never been easier to start a business, to make money, to get in shape. It's just also never been easier to do nothing.
We don't rise to the standards we have when others are watching. We fall to the standards we have when no one is watching. The only work that really matters is the work that no one sees. It shows you who you really are rather than who you say you are.
Is know that when no one's watching, I work harder than when they're watching. And thinking about it like that has given me this persistent and ever-present scorecard or third party that's like, no one's watching, which means now you have to work, because otherwise you're full of shit. Me and other me holding the whip behind me to see how much I can take, but with each lash of the whip that I take, learning that I can take it and continue to trudge on. And so, as long as you keep going, you bear witness to yourself of what you are capable of. And I find that incredibly satisfying in the trenches of misery when you have to go through it. I'm still here. I'd say one of the strongest mental frames that has gotten me through my hardest times is thinking this will be the story that I will one day tell. And that means the harder it is, the bigger the dragon, the more epic the story, and by consequence, the more epic the hero.
A lot of self-work can be summarized into thoughts aren't true, feelings don't require actions, things aren't good or bad, they just are. Our greatest enemy is ignorance. To change your life, change your surroundings. Our actions, not our pasts, define who we are.
I think what makes life more difficult for people is the judgment they have on themselves about what they believe they're supposed to do or supposed to have achieved, or that this condition or this thing that happened is good or bad, or it should have been good or it should have been better. And the thing is that as we continue to play out the timeline of life, we can't know if anything is good or bad until the day we die, and the day we die won't matter because we'll be dead. And so it means that at the end of the day, all of the things that occur simply occur. And for me, reminding myself of that I think this is bad or I think this is good, it limits the peaks and it also limits the valleys. And saying, this just is. When you're growing, it's very painful. When you're stagnating, it's very painful. When you're declining and you also don't know what to do, it's very painful. And so that means that all conditions of reality are painful. And so if pain is a prerequisite for reality, then it means it's just a signal that we are alive. And so in thinking about that, rather than pain is a problem, it is a signal that I'm breathing, and then becomes irrelevant. Victims see their past as their fate. Champions see their past as their origin story. And so a lot of people are living through their origin story right now, or they're living through the very reason that they will never be successful, but it could be the exact same situation. And the only difference between either character is the actions they choose to take, which means that if you're waking up in your main player character today in this moment, as weird of a construct as this is, the past doesn't exist. It's just gone, it's not anywhere. And so the only thing that we actually have control over is the actions that we take right now.
There is this strange feeling that one is not yet in real life. For the time being, one is doing this or that. But there is always the fantasy that sometime in the future, the real thing will come about. The common feeling that your life has not yet begun, that your present reality is a mere prelude to some idyllic future. This idyll is a mirage that will fade as you approach, revealing that the prelude you rushed through was in fact the one to your death.
Waiting to begin never got anyone anywhere.
The biggest risk to your future isn't your competition. It's the distractions you insist on keeping in your life. rather than doing the things you know you should be doing but aren't. People delay doing things they don't like for longer than it takes to do them.
The fear that people have when they're starting out is that they say things like, I have nothing going for me, I have no advantages, I have nothing to my name, I have no money, I have no network, I have no resources. It also means that you have nothing to lose, which makes you incredibly dangerous. And I think people wildly underestimate how many shots on goal you can take when you have nothing to lose. You have the perfect conditions for taking risk, because the worst case scenario is baseline, is where you're currently at, which means that it's like going to the casino and playing craps, but they say that you can just keep playing until you win. But people are afraid to roll.
Warrior has or feels the obligation. If something is out of balance out there, I'm gonna fix it. Or you try. And if you try and you fail, you try harder next time. But you don't give up on that statement that you're giving to yourself.
Nervous system will always choose a familiar hell rather than an unfamiliar heaven. Your nervous system is connected to the trauma that you've been through, and it stores that trauma. And its number one job is to protect you and keep you safe. Here's the thing, is that your nervous system will protect you by keeping you comfortable. Comfort is the familiar hell. Uncomfort and pressing through the unknown, even though it's very scary, is the unfamiliar heaven. So get uncomfortable. Do the thing that is scaring you. Take the step, jump, whatever that might be, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up in a way better place.
Your life gets better when you realize nobody gives a fuck about how much money you make or how many followers you have or what's going on. They're worried about their own shit. So take a deep in-breath and realize this is you. This is me. And this is all the famous people that you wish that you were or could be. This is the world. They don't give up. In the scheme of things, it's nice, it's good. But my friends, I promise you, the shit that you're worried about, that they think about you, they don't give up. And in a weird way, that's awesome. Once you realize that nobody gives a shit about you, they've got their own problems, your life gets better.
Shmuel said this was the essential question you have to ask yourself. He says, everything you do and say and think, is this essential? Because so much of what we do and say and think is not essential. He says when we eliminate the inessential, we get the double benefit of doing the essential things better.
You don't actually have to know if it's going to work. You don't have to know if you're going to like it in a month, in a year, in 10 years. You don't have to know if it's the right or wrong decision, and you certainly don't need to keep overthinking it. Because truth be told, there is no wrong decision when you're acting from the values of the person that you want to be.
And here's what I want to tell you: if you feel a little stuck, you are capable of so much more than you even know. Your life is so big and so beautiful, and the most amazing people that you're going to meet are ahead of you in life. I want you to know that if you can get clear about what you want, and you commit to waking up every day and just putting one foot in front of the other, I promise you, you will wake up like I have at some point in the future and realize you're not only living the life that you dreamed of, but you're actually loving it.
Beat the odds. When evil hurls you down the deepest, darkest trench you could imagine, and it feels as though the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and everyone has counted you out, pull off a miracle. Harness the sacred energy that lies within you and show the world your true form. Because this version of you, the one that stays down, has a weak mind, settles for less, is not you. This is not your true form. It is time for you to embody it.
You want to get rewarded for things that, just for participating, and that's not how life works. You know, you're judged by your wins, you're judged by your losses, you're judged by your effort, you're judged by the end results that you develop and you put out there. It doesn't matter who you are. There's always going to be a winner, there's always going to be a loser.
What is my definition of success? What is my definition of success if money was taken out of the equation? What are the things that I'm hiding from myself? What are the emotions that I'm unprepared to feel? What are the things that I feel the most shame and guilt around?
Whenever you feel negative or unhappy about anything, you say, wait a minute, I'm responsible. I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible for what happens. I can't change the past. I'm not going to spend a second worrying about the past. I'm going to become so busy working on my future and my goals that I don't have time to think about the past.
A lot of people can give up. It's easy to give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. I ain't going. I ain't gonna keep going. I don't feel like going to work. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying.